job, dude. That was pretty
That was pretty on time.
insane.
I was kind of lucky, though. I feel like.
No, dude, we
But
practiced that. That was our 10th take.
Yeah.
The giveaway. Welcome to another episode of If This Doesn't Work. We're doing another giveaway for comments. So if you comment, if you're subscribed and comment, we'll put you in a raffle for the next month. Well, all the new people listening, I know there's so many of you. This is another super not gay episode of If This Doesn't Work, I'll Kill Myself. And yeah, I'm here with Mike, behind the scenes Mike. BTS Mike, they call him. That's what they call you on the streets.
It's like the BTK killer. There's a, I don't know. I don't like the initials.
Yeah,
BTS.
bind, torture, kill.
Oh, really? Okay. Wow, you're on it. I didn't really know anything about it.
I mean, everyone has their heroes, brother.
Okay.
I believe they caught him, or no, they caught someone with that 23andMe shit. Do you know about that?
Really?
They caught a serial killer.
No.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Somebody did their ancestry, and somehow or another, a serial killer got caught.
Have you ever done that?
Killed serial in a serialistic way.
I wouldn't have you answer that here.
Thank
but
you. Because definitely not. I've definitely never killed anyone. Never even thought about it. So just we're mostly satirical and comedy podcasts. But if there's one thing I'd like to say seriously, I've never killed anyone. Just for the record.
Well, hold on, because
let's hear it.
If we're gonna say that like an unborn baby is a fucking child, then like you've killed thousands.
I've never come once. This is semen retention at its highest level. Why do you think I have such a radiance about me? It's because semen retention. I haven't come in ages.
That's the glow,
dude. Have you ever had a wet dream?
Oh yeah.
You have?
Yeah. It came like later, like I think in my 20s. Like it was not in my like young,
I thought they were a
teens.
Myth.
I did too.
Okay, so that's why
I woke up one day and I was like, oh fuck. What? Did I piss myself? And then I was like, oh, that's not piss.
So that's the thing about it. Do you remember it at all or no?
The dream?
Yes.
No, I don't know.
No, not now. But like, so when you woke up, did you know it was a sex dream or you just noticed that you came yourself?
Oh, that. Yeah, you noticed that happened.
But you didn't remember. You don't know. Like,
no.
So for me, I've had two. One, I don't know. One was in rehab and one was in jail. But that's because I wasn't jerking off.
Yeah, but for how many days though? Like,
I mean, 30.
Do you think that's? Oh, okay. Fuck.
You know,
how long was the jail stay?
45 days.
Oh, fuck,
so maybe 45 or whatever the fuck it was. So I mean, not super long, but like I'm jerking off every day.
Fair, yeah.
So those are the times I wasn't, and it's like, yeah, I thought they were a myth, but I remember like. I woke up during both like nocturnal emissions, is what the scientists call them. I woke up during both of them, and it was like up until it was happening, the best. I mean, I couldn't tell you who it was or what it was or remember any specifics. I'm sure my dad was there, but I don't remember any specifics. I just remember like it feeling so good and real, and then waking up to like goo. It's like the wake up part is not as fun as you may think because you're just covered in cum.
Now that you say that, and I'm thinking a little bit more, I'm sure you wake up right after or in the moment.
Yeah, you probably don't remember as much, right?
If you're feeling it and you know what it is, otherwise it would be dry by the time you wake up. So like,
true, something woke you up. Right. But because I thought they were a myth.
Emissions?
Yeah, nocturnal emission. I'm curious because if you've had, sound off in the comments if you've had any wet dreams lately and what they were about specifically. If you could be graphic as possible, we would appreciate it.
The fact that I know that all men are monsters now, we should all stay milked every day.
Stay milked.
Keep the demons out.
Get a milking table. Men, if you're out there, get a milking table. You know, table flat, hole. We can get your dick in the, and then your woman gets underneath the table and milks you. You seen those porns?
I've seen, for a second. I don't stay on them. I see it and I'm like, okay. And then it's like.
You're a porn guy?
Yeah, I mean, versus what?
I don't know. You're weird,
Tricking a lady into liking me? That's a whole process.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't mean that. That's a whole fucking thing.
No. Yeah, it gotta be. So like, but I'm like boring. It's it's fine. I mean,
if it works, it works. Porn's porn, right?
I know I have an addictive personality, and if I did find something weird, I would delve in. And I'm just glad I don't have anything weird.
It's the hedonistic treadmill.
I just want to
the same things that strike your boxes. No longer strike your boxes, right? It's like scientific, you know what I mean? The things that give you those spikes no longer do, so you have to keep going further. It's like an actual scientific thing where it's like the reason you go down further in the rabbit hole when you're into some perverse shit is because the things that used to do it for you don't.
Yes. So like that's how drugs happen, right? You do one drug and you're like, oh, it's not enough. Right. I gotta And you're right. That's how humans are. You climb a mountain with some ropes.
It
After a while, you're like,
becomes
what
normal.
do I need these ropes for?
It becomes relative.
I don't know why we got to go to the extreme all the time. Like, I think it's good. Like, obviously, that's how you learn new things, how you like create, I don't know, new boundaries or whatever. But also, just because you can.
No, yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
No, agreed. I actually just found out recently that like fisting's not necessarily allowed on OnlyFans. And I thought that everything was allowed on OnlyFans. And then I found out that there's like, so they don't specifically say, I think they say extreme fisting is not allowed, but like also like hypnosis was on the list, which is interesting because like you just said tricking someone into liking you. I mean, hypnotizing a girl on OnlyFans is hilarious that they had to put that on the list.
That's weird. That's the thing. I don't actually believe in hypnotism. I mean, maybe it's real. I don't know. I
Hot
think
take. Hypnosis is fake.
You go to any like what? The Renaissance
I say we get a hypnotist
they
on here and try to hypnotize you into being straight.
Dude, honestly, that would be a fun little episode. Like,
fuck yeah,
give it a
dude.
try.
I would pay a hypnotist to come on here and try to fix me.
Because like I'm not gonna play along. Like you
No,
are
of
either
course.
gonna do it or it's not gonna work.
Authenticity is the brand.
100%. So like, you know, if you go to a Renaissance festival, they always do the hypnotism thing.
Oh,
Like,
really?
Yeah.
I
Like,
remember
it's
the
one of
dunk
those, like,
tank. I don't remember the hypnotist.
It's one of these like stage shows, and in it they have a hypnotist, and he'll like make people do certain things. You know, like.
So you don't believe in ghosts,
I just
psychics,
believe
none of
those
that.
people are playing along.
Mm-hmm.
So like, no, you're right. To a point, no. I do believe like the brain's a weird thing. Like the brain's a powerful thing. I don't think we have full control over it. I think it can do things that we don't fully understand. Like when people do these deja vu dreams where you'll dream a thing.
Deja vu's weird.
You go into a place and you know you've dreamt that fucking thing before. Like you've just
Terrence Howard.
Or the opposite, whatever. Like I don't know. There's some weird shit about that. But like as far as like spirits and like being in the room with you, like
yeah.
Like your sister said, it's a nice idea. I want to believe in that.
Right. That's the funny distinction. It's like, I want that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like I want there to be a heaven. Sure.
Right. Well, I remember I was having a talk with somebody about like, you know, the saying, like, let's get out there and suck today's dick.
Yeah. Sure.
Right. So I said this to somebody one time and she's like, why do we have to suck today's dick? Like, why can't today eat my pussy? Right. And this is like it's funny because of the wording, but it was kind of like a philosophical conversation because I was like, well, if I'm being authentically honest, if I'm being as honest as I can be, it feels a lot more like having to suck a dick than getting your pussy eaten, right? My life does, right? Like that's my point about it. It's like if I could, and she's like, well, it's a perspective thing, right? And I'm like, yes, but the thing about the blind optimism is it doesn't seem real. It doesn't seem honest to me. For me. Does that make sense? It's like I could walk around like, yeah, this shit is great. It's like getting my dick sucked, but it's more like sucking a dick. Life is more like sucking a dick.
While we're on like oral pleasure for a moment, like you think about both acts, sucking a dick sucks. Like honestly, like if you're eating a dirty or unclean vagina, like yeah, that's not gonna be a fun time for you.
Ew, no.
But like if it's like decent or whatever,
right? We're not talking about
like,
cleanliness here.
I would like just objectively would rather just lick an orifice. Like obviously you have to know what you're doing to a point
but that's
to make
because
it
you're
work.
straight.
No. Like
Ish.
if I'm just trying to like get off, I just think sucking a dick is work. Like you can't hurt it. Like you have your teeth. I don't like that's a whole like technique thing right there. So like now you have to like focus. It's like there's a lot of things like that go on. Whereas like I'm just like my head can stay stationary while I do the work on you.
Yeah.
It's not as like physically intensive. You have to know more probably to like make it work and be good for her. But then a guy's just simple. So like it depends on what like at the end of the day like anyone can suck a dick and be good at it. Like if
I disagree.
The way it's a little bit of technique and work.
I think the whole difference between a good blowjob and a bad blowjob is one of the girls wants to be there doing it. You know, not like genuinely. Like I think the energy in it, you can tell. It's like I genuinely think that as the recipient of a blowjob, the only difference is like, do you want to be there? I can like if you're doing it for me because I think I want it, I can tell. I'm gonna take it. don't get me don't get it twisted. I'll take it. But as far as like, I just feel like you can tell there's a difference between when like somebody really wants to be there. You know?
Yeah. I don't know. I think we have it easier at the end of the day. Like it's like there's more.
But pussies are weird, huh?
Sure, for sure. And honestly,
if I didn't know what it was and I saw it on the ground, I'd be like, "Ew, don't step in that."
It's got to be clean.
You know what I'm saying?
And honestly, another thing about vaginas that I learned young, and that like when they turn sour, sometimes it's your fault as a male.
Oh, pH
like,
balance.
Yeah, you fuck them. you guys hang out in bed for a while, and then like you fuck again like a little while later, but you didn't clean your dick, and that's what caused her shit to get sour or whatever you want to call it, for lack of a better term. So like it's
you gotta hit it with the
you.
pH strips like a pool in the
That's
backyard.
the thing about passion. Like you don't want to be like, oh, let's go wash our genitals before we get passion is a moment thing. Like you
yes,
in the moment.
Well, I do think that people too often put the passion into like the spontaneous momentary thing, which is like, it's nice when that does happen and it's very like movie-esque, right? But realistically, as adults with schedules, it's like you do kind of have to schedule it, and that doesn't necessarily take out the eroticism. It's just like, it's not necessarily like, all right, we're gonna have sex at 6 o'clock. It's like you create the space to have that happen, right?
Yeah, I mean, but...
so I mean, I know what you mean though. Like if you're in the heat of the moment, there's nothing like, yeah, I don't know. I'm a clean person. I like to make sure I'm, you know what I mean?
Yeah, every time.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, I don't even want to fart in front of girls. Like,
yeah, me neither.
Even after years,
I don't either.
With them, dude.
I don't either.
I
don't either. And so like, and there's nothing wrong with it. I just am like, I don't want to smell my own fart. Right. Yeah, you know? So why would I want her to smell it? There's nothing hot about it. It's just kind of, I don't know.
I want to think of us like up here, and like if like monkeys and like pigs and like whatever are like down here like farting and doing. I just feel like every
the monkeys
time I
and
do
the
that
pigs
shit,
are
dude,
farting.
Like when I see a relationship where like people like the two are farting, like that's beautiful, and I'm happy for you two. That's great. You both are comfortable. You guys are fucking gross. Like just like I just kind of want to keep like a certain amount of. I don't know, even dignity?
Yeah. I guess
is.
there's some type of like almost like level of immaturity in my head, or like naivety. I hate that, whatever the word is, but like about it, like because even like sharing a bathroom with a girl, like living with a girl and sharing a bathroom, I don't like that.
No,
I want my own. You know what I mean? It's
100%.
just I know that you shit. I'm okay with that. I lick ass. I fuck out. But I'm cool with ass play, right? But there's something about the actual shitting process that I just don't need to be a part of. That's like when people are like, you know, they'll fart. This is what the people say. They'll fart in front of someone or say something really like just foul as fuck about shitting, and they're like, well, everyone shits. It's like, yeah, but it doesn't mean I need it in my face. Like, that's the thing. It's like everyone jerks off, but if I just whipped my dick out right here and started jerking off, yeah, now I'm on another list, you know?
Another list.
Yeah. And speaking of lists, what the fuck is this? If anybody knows, if anyone's smarter than Mike and I got this thing from the Comptroller of Maryland. It says, our records show that you may be the owner of unclaimed property turned over to the state of Maryland. To obtain a claim form, please visit the Comptroller. Is this real?
So I scanned it, and it was for the address.
Though.
The question becomes like, when you got raided, did you lose the rights to? Like, I don't know how anything works.
Unclaimed property is crazy. Yeah, I don't know what that.
But it says for.
Hey, we have these mushrooms. We have these mushrooms. We'll believe it. We have these mushrooms that are yours. You know, maybe it's my mushrooms. You think they're giving them back? Like, that's what I'm saying. What did they take in the rate? I mean, unless it's my dad's gun from way back when, but that was literally a decade ago.
I don't know why.
You think they listened to the podcast and heard it and wanted to give me the gun back?
I want to hope they did, but I doubt it.
Yeah.
When I hear property, I know property can be items. I just think of like items as like effects, or like they would use a different word. I feel like when they say like you got unclaimed, nah, you know what?
With the police and stuff, properties, yeah, what you have on you, you know, it's like.
A while ago, I was selling these bootleg jerseys, and I was getting them from fucking China. They were getting for like $20, $15 a piece or whatever. And after a while of getting them all like successfully,
sounds illegal.
It was, and one day they didn't come. And I got something. It was either a phone call with a voicemail, because I don't answer my phone because I have bill collectors after me. Not now. I'm better now, but yeah, not much better. But anyway, turns out it was the fucking customs or whatever, and they're just like, "Hey, guy, we got your stuff. Like, you can come claim it or whatever, and you know, whatever, it's fine." It's just obviously a trap. Like they found that I was doing the illegal thing,
right?
And that's what they do.
Well, that's what,
hey,
like I told you, it sketches me out. Like, the whole thing just makes me think I'm gonna come get it, and they're gonna be like, "Actually, you're ours now."
I did scan it. It did seem like
it took us to the Comptroller website, but then it said "good luck."
I did say good luck
at the end of the prompt, and it said "good luck," which is strange to put on like an official Comptroller website.
They know that website. How fucked
bullshit. It is. That's what I'm saying. It looks like we were trying to enter a contest to win something.
Kinda. Yeah. Like there was like 10 Justin or 8 Justin, and like they weren't all you though. A couple had different middle names, and then they were just unfinished addresses, like that just have. I don't know. There's probably a
Dude,
bunch of
sometimes I
documentaries.
think I'm an adult, and then I'll get a piece of mail that reminds me. Like I have no idea. Like I don't even know. Like who do I even have look at this? Right? It's like,
But it's not even just that. Like the government knows us as a people are dumb people. They have to know that's fucking confusing to
Yeah,
a point.
right.
Like, they have to.
Yeah.
Right? Or like we got a long way to go before
well,
we can
yeah.
really consider
And that
ourselves.
site is clunky as fuck. Like the fact that I mean, that site looks crazy.
I mean, it's the same thing as the K-Search site. Like, it just looks like a super basic. Like, it looks like it was made in 2002.
I wonder how much pussy I haven't gotten because of K-Search. You know?
Or how much did you get because of it? Because, like, that goes that way, too.
It's true.
I mean...
Sometimes I upset people because they think I'm going to be a bigger piece of shit than I am, you know?
Oh, like, as far as, like, officially, like, on record? Or, like, when they meet you?
Yeah, when they meet me.
They
like,
think you're
yeah,
gonna be worse than you are.
yeah, some people are attracted to people who look like me who also, like, just suck as people. And I suck a little less as the person they are expecting, you know?
For sure.
So,
oh, for sure.
It's just interesting because they think I'm one thing by looking at me, you know?
Honestly, we should make a dating profile. Just
I already got a few.
this is an experimental one where like you just go, like be a total fucking dick and just see like what.
Oh, I would kill it.
Like
I would kill
just
it.
To get the, cause,
Oh,
like,
dude,
I
I'd kill
believe
it.
you would too, but like
people love that shit.
But like,
it's hard for me to even do.
I'm trying to think of like how you would like.
I would just
word
be.
it
Oh, dude, I
exactly,
would be
but, like,
mean. I could be mean.
Mean, self-absorbed, like
Oh, sure.
all of the worst.
Well, I
like,
used to say
qualities.
that people who are good on dating sites are narcissists. Like, if you're good at any online dating, something's up. Like, either you figured out the algorithm and it took you a while, or that you're just good at it, but that's not, like, conducive to... I just put on Facebook the other day that I used to think I wasn't shallow until I got on the dating apps and realized I was a monster. Because it's like, it's based on a snap judgment. You know, I mean, you can go through their pictures and their bio and all this, but there's just, like, you're looking at 1,000, you know, index cards, more or less, right? And 98% of them are gargoyles. You know, it's just it's like where are all the hot people? I don't know. And the older you get, the less there are.
Right.
That's another interesting fact. Like time always wins. So the older you get, the smaller the dating pool gets because everyone's either taken or ugly.
Right. Or they have a kid, and once they have a kid, you're never going to be their top priority.
Well, I don't want to
like,
be their
that's
top
fine.
priority. Yeah.
Well, to a point. Like if you're gonna like be with someone for a long time, like marriage especially, like I kind of think that should be your top priority. The kid's gonna be in your life for a little while, like forever, but like in your life,
Yes,
like, you
but
gotta stick with this human being.
Unless you guys get divorced, and then the
good-
kids are there and she's not.
I'm kind of shallow too, dude. Like I want to.
I think everyone is. Well, that's what somebody else wrote. They were like, it's called standards. And here's the thing too. Like, I guess it would be worse if I was a extremely like a gargoyle. Like if I was a 700-pound motherfucker with 2 teeth. It's like then it would be like shallow to be like my bitch can't be under 100 pounds or whatever, or over 100 pounds. But it's like
I know a couple people like that
for sure. But it's like I take care of myself. I try to look decent, so I do expect that of someone else. But yeah, it's just like. I don't know.
That's it. You're attracted to someone who tries, essentially.
Yes,
like, also like if you are great at something, that can supersede your looks a lot for me. Like
For
if
sure.
you are like, I don't know.
But that's hard to
dude.
tell on the dating profile.
100%,
That's why it's like
100%.
that's why it's conducive to like it kind of like makes people more shallow almost, right? Or like conditioned to be like making these flash judgments.
Yeah. I mean,
and then here's the thing: it's like all these people who I'm like, no. I'm sure they're beautiful in some aspect. It's that I don't want to fuck them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Honestly, is a huge thing.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not physically attracted to the person, like how can
you can't make it? You can't cultivate that.
Right.
Like you can make it better if it's there and it can change and all that. But like the attraction thing is interesting because it's not. You can't put it on paper. Because there's certain people who I should be attracted to, who I think are aesthetically good looking, but I'm just not attracted to like
right?
that. It is weird. The reason I like it is because it's like it's this ineffable thing. It's this non-tangible that you can't really describe.
Yeah.
What is it? What is that desire and attraction?
As an adult now, like when I was a young, like high schooler, dude, I would see all these people and I'd be like, oh, I want you.
Yeah.
You get close to them a little bit and you're just like, huh?
Yeah.
No, there's nothing here.
Right.
Like you're pretty. But now that I'm here and I've learned a couple things about you,
Yeah,
that pretty shit,
right.
it's faded in a way.
And it's
Like,
not
you're
this
still a beautiful
for
human.
sure, but the attraction level isn't there, and you could be great too. That's another thing too. It's like, on paper they're attractive. Hypothetically, right? This person's attractive. They're kind. They have a good career. They're not annoying. But then there's just something not there,
Right.
and it's like, I don't know what that is. I don't want to call it intuition, but it's similar in the sense that it's like somewhere in me that I can't explain.
Yeah.
It's like I feel it. Either I feel it from here, or I don't feel it from here. And if you don't feel it, you don't feel it. You know what I mean?
Dude, I mean, I can't name any at the moment, but there are celebrities that are like fucking super, super attractive. Like, I would be, and obviously, if that ever happened, I'd change all this shit.
Of course.
But like, as someone who has zero, like, there's some that just I'm not like, I think you're very pretty, but for whatever reason, there's no attraction. But like, someone else would be like not that attractive, and some reason I'm fucking there. You have some, I don't know,
right?
There's, like you said, intangibles,
right?
Shit you just can't can't quantify. You can't put into words. I don't know.
The dating world's fucked up.
It is, and especially now where like you have to have a fucking an online presence. I have zero online presence, right? Like, not zero, but I have a very low online. My profile picture is when I had long hair the last time, which is like 5-6 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, I don't live for other people, and I don't feel the need to like. It's cool to go on your Facebook, hit the memory button, and be like, oh, cool, a picture or something from the past. But like, I don't take pictures, as we've gone over before. Like, I just don't. Like, I'm not a selfie guy. Like,
but the problem is, then in 10 years from now, you'll have no memories to look back from here.
Sure, to a point, but like, they're in my head, and all your memories will get jogged by different things, smells, things you hear and see, and you're like I'm good with that, because like, I feel like I've lived enough of a life where like I'm content. Like, I had fun, and I'm happy
you
with
say
all
it like you're on your deathbed.
Well,
I had fun.
Well, listen,
you say it like you hung up the
said
fucking jersey
as a kid, and like someone said, and it's true, like, you can pay now and play later, or you could play now and pay later. And I was like, you know what? All the things that I wanted to do, like, I'm not going to be able to do them because of reasons in the world. Like, the music I wanted to keep doing, like, it's just not it's not something that would ever do a thing. Like, the world changed in ways that I wasn't expecting or hoping, and I don't like. And so, like, I don't know. So I just was like, my dreams are kind of dead in a sense, which was a stupid thing, and I should never have kind of like let that thought permeate my head. But fuck, now I've kind of lost my train of thought.
It's just like, whatever got us to here, we're here. So now it's about formulating new dreams. Like, you even saying like, I had fun. It's like, it's not just like, all right, well, I messed, mine are gone, so like, fuck it. It's like, there's a whole another life in front of me.
You think you have to like do your thing by a certain time,
right?
And like, you find out like Morgan Freeman didn't start acting until like he was 30 or 40, something like that. Rodney Dangerfield,
sure,
it was a lot. That's a little different, but he was 35 before he even started stand-up.
Of course,
yeah. So like, and again, it's not fucking a great example, but like, anyone can do anything, and like, we put our limitations on ourselves.
I think you need to go get some pussy, and then you'll start to have dreams again in the world.
100%.
You're gonna be like, there's love in the world again.
Listen, 100%. It's been longer than I can even tell.
You're not an incel. You're a voluntary celibate.
Kind of.
You're a volcel.
Like,
because you could get pussy.
I would think.
No, I know you could.
I would think.
You could.
Like,
you just don't. You're just like, I don't feel like being bothered with it, right? Or what is it?
Well, I'm too I can't do one night stands. Not for me. Like,
okay, so you don't have to.
Well, because I want to have good sex, right?
Right.
For me to have good sex, same thing with me to have a good conversation. I kind of have to know you.
All right, so get to know people.
I can and that's fine. And then now we got a date. Dating's fine. I'm living with my parents. I don't like that. It's not great. And like, I don't make a lot of money. So like, to have another person that I'm going to be expected to like pay for dates and do like, while I would love to and want to be romantic and all that shit,
you don't have to pay though. It's a new age.
It is a new age. That's true. And again, I'm thinking about like from like 10 years ago.
That's what I mean. Yeah,
like,
yeah. It's so different now. Yeah.
But like, I kind of haven't, because I didn't evolve with the world. I kind of.
But that's okay. It's still here, and you're not done. That's the thing. It's like,
yes,
that's
100%.
my whole thing. It's like, we're young.
We are young, and like, honestly, they do the dumb shit where it's like 20's the new whatever, 30's the new whatever.
Yeah.
We're young. Like, we even look young. Like, you look back in time, like people in the 30s, like there are people like look like my parents at our age
Oh,
now.
well, dude, they used to be real adults.
And like
At 18, like going to war, it's like
you had
they,
to go to the
you
draft.
saw some shit. The
That's
13 year, I
that's
mean,
fair.
people our age back then had to live. Like we like have it real good.
That's true.
Speaking of having it good, dude, this is like the most American thing I've heard in a while. I just recently saw a story today about an Ohio mother sentenced to 13 and a half years for killing her 4-year-old daughter by feeding her a diet of mostly Mountain Dew. And I just want to give like the award for like the most Ohio American shit I've ever heard. And the baby, it's horrific, dude. She looks exactly how you think she'd look, right? And they were giving this baby 90% Mountain Dew out of a baby bottle. Her teeth were rotted out of her fucking head when she died.
How old was it?
4.
4?
4. That's crazy, bro. I don't even know what to say about it, dude. It's just like...
It makes me think of Honey Boo Boo and like how...
Oh my God. Listen, the mom, very similar to Honey Boo Boo's mom. Like, I mean, we're just fat, I guess. I was thinking like she looks similar, but they're just both really fat.
I think I heard she lost weight. I don't think I looked into it. I don't know. And I forgot what the hell happened with her. I don't know why I was like curious.
Do you know what it reminds me of? Honey Boo Boo and just even these people, I guess fat people. What about? But I went to Dave & Buster's recently. Have I told you about that? Dude, have you been there recently?
No, not recently. It's been a while.
It is just like the Walmart of entertainment, you know? It's like it's enjoyable, but the people there, it's like the people watching there is crazy. I took my nephew there and we were playing some games and it's just like it felt like I stepped into 2001 or something. You know what I mean? Like, which just
I
like,
would have liked that.
No. I mean, the bad parts of 2001. Okay. It was just like, you know, there was people in like jean capris, you know, with like the things on the bottom. Do you remember these? I mean, there is like, it just was like
things like it's just tassels. Like
yes, exactly. Yeah. Well, no, just the 2 tassels from like capris, like not jeans, not pants. That them like. I mean, there was just people there looking crazy. And then like, I asked my nephew, I'm like, can we go somewhere to get something to eat? He's like, can we eat here? And I'm like, okay. So it's my fault. Who the fuck eats at a Dave & Buster's? Dude, the food and drinks and service, it was all so terrible. And it's like, well, duh. What the fuck did I expect? But I mean, I just can't even believe they're still open. I can't believe they're still open. I can't believe malls are still open. We were on the way back. I went to New York State to go hiking. Incredible time. Summited.
What state?
New York State.
Oh, okay. I didn't know it was. I thought you went to Tennessee.
I was going to go to Tennessee. We were going to go to Tennessee. My hiking group is like 4 of us. We were going to go to Tennessee. That was the whole plan the whole time for like a month and a half. And then it's supposed to be raining all weekend. So we did a complete opposite and went up 8 hours to the Adirondacks to New York State, which was tight. But on the way back, we stopped at like a mall. And because I'm a sheltered little boy, I don't know what's going on outside of around me, right?
Sure.
That much. But the malls are like Marley Station. You know what I mean? It's not a Marley Station phenomenon. It's like a brick and mortar phenomenon. It's like all the big that shit's going away.
You've been to the Glen Burnie Mall. Remember
yeah,
that one?
That's what I'm saying.
That was the pre-fucking Marley.
Right. Because they're close, though, I just thought maybe it's something around here. But no, it's Amazon. It's like everything is getting shut the fuck down.
I mean, it's that and probably like, I don't know, like business. It's hard to have a business and run it, right? Like, I don't know what it takes like to keep fucking... Like, how do these people advertise and pay for all this stuff and do all this? Like malls got to be expensive in its own. Like,
yeah, but now they're just sitting there empty.
Yeah,
it's so like, what are we paying mortgage for?
A Facebook group?
Why don't we all go to the Marley Station and live?
Honestly, they should.
I mean, not
like,
all
have
of
some
us.
Apartments, like in at least one of the department stores. You can get a bunch. Like, it'd be a neat little community at least.
Mm-hmm.
They have a gym there.
It's all there.
But I joined this Facebook group that basically is just like old photos from the mall. It's just like from all times because I think the mall opened in the 70s.
You're stuck in the past.
Well, to a point. Well, no, see, like
just nostalgia porn.
See, it's nostalgia. Like, I wrote this song a while ago that had this lyric that was basically like, I don't remember how it went, but it was along the lines of like all the things that like all of the pictures that I have growing up, like of all like landmarks and shit behind me, all that shit's fucking demolished. It is like different now. Like, the pictures I have like no longer represent like what I don't know, like, or at least like when I go to these places no longer represent the past, which is like kind of sad. Like, when they have
things
good
used to
memories
last a lot longer.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
The pyramids have been there a while, and the skyscrapers are going to be gone. Everything's going to be dust, you know,
dude, for sure.
Everything's going to be dust.
Dude.
But this town, you know what's nice about this town? We have an inner harbor that they say you can swim in.
I heard
Dude, did
that.
you see
I
that?
haven't seen it, but I heard it from
So
someone.
Baltimore's Inner Harbor is an absolute cesspool of filth.
Sure.
And they're now saying that it's clean enough to swim in. For the first time in 4 decades, they're going to have a public swimming event. All right. So I looked more into it because I've seen a lot of people posting that headlines. It's clean enough to swim in.
Sure.
Clean enough to swim in. And I'm like, the same Inner Harbor I've seen, bodies floating in and syringes.
Yeah.
And so I looked into it. It's basically this nonprofit called like the Waterfront Partnership or something. And they're saying that it's clean enough to swim in with the caveat that you should swim in it on a dry weather day. Because if it's raining, Baltimore's sewage system will overflow into it. And while doing this small amount of research, I found out that there's an interactive sewage map that lets you know how much sewage is leaking into the Inner Harbor. And last month alone, 11 million gallons. Fun fact.
What it makes me think of is when you go onto your weather app and it tells you the
air quality
index or whatever, and it's like bad.
When
but
we were kids, did we even know that was a thing?
Still breathable.
No, right. It's just like, I didn't know if you didn't tell me.
Is it fine?
No, probably
or is
not.
It not fine?
It's probably not fine.
I don't know. Maybe everything we know is a lie. Maybe you can look straight into an eclipse and nothing will happen.
Yeah, honestly, a lot of it's a myth.
I don't know. Old wives' tales. Remember that phrase?
Yeah.
Old wives. Mm-hmm. Hey, I was thinking the other day. So like your old man,
my dead father
is your dad.
Yeah.
Your old lady
is your wife.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that weird?
That is
That's
weird.
All. That's all.
Just maybe them two are fucking.
These are the thoughts I have in the day.
Yeah.
It's just like, what?
Dude, the swimming in Inner Harbor, I mean, it's just like building a playground at Chernobyl. It just seems like just because you can do it doesn't mean that it's safe to do.
The other thing is like,
and what are you point? What point are you
closed there now? They like got rid because of the crime. Apparently, like there was a mall right across the street, the Gallery or whatever it was called. It was like a 3 or 4 story mall. Gone. It's there. It's just closed.
Well, they got open shit. They got restaurants and shit.
They have a couple, but not like it was. Like
right.
when we were kids, you could go down there.
Discovery
it was
Zone.
Make it
we were
a day,
kids.
dude. Yeah, ESPN Zone.
Shout out to ESPN Zone.
Yeah, dude. There was like all kinds of shit. Now I'm pretty sure it's like a couple restaurants. I think you still have the Barnes and Noble and maybe
it's in this
Hard
weird
Rock?
Yeah, Baltimore's half gentrified, half not, and there's all this weird,
Point being, basically, like we've taken out all the things for people to go there for. And now you're making it swim. What are we doing?
I don't know.
Do we want to like bring people to the city, or do we want
is this
just
for tourists?
The people
who want to come swim in the Inner Harbor. That's what I'm saying.
The people who live in the city, I guarantee.
And they've spent millions of dollars to fix this, and it's like
fix.
Yeah,
like it was a problem.
Right? That it needs.
Was it
fixing.
Tax money?
It's a nonprofit. So probably.
Yeah, I don't know how any of that works.
Nonprofits are bullshit. There's no such thing.
How does any of it work? Like churches, how do they get the money to buy the building? To do
I don't know.
All this, like, there's a million things.
Well, donations. We're gonna start one. Tax cuts and donations.
How many churches do you think are in this town? Do you think there's enough people to supply all these motherfuckers?
Right. Well, I mean,
something weird.
Getting people to donate based on like dogma and like their faith is pretty smart.
Oh, for sure.
How much do you love God? Show me with your wallet. Dude, it gets dark. You know what I mean? It gets like a little weird.
The one televangelist, I think down in Texas, was talking about sowing seeds. And the seeds were basically money. Basically, you give us money, which is sowing you a seed. And that seed is going
for heaven.
Well, good things are going to come to you.
Sure, it gets paid back sevenfold, I believe, when you tithe.
Sure.
You tithe 10%. So in the biblical scripture, if you tithe, which is to donate 10% of all of your earnings, like your gross earnings, it'll come back sevenfold, according to the book.
These same people would be like, people would come with like, they have like some kind of terminal disease, or maybe it's not terminal, maybe something that could be fixed, but they'll be like, look, should I fucking pay for this surgery that there's a chance, or give you guys all the money and you guys pray for me? Like, it's I worded that way wrong.
No, I get it. Yeah.
Somehow these people come
that
to
happens.
Yeah, and they're just like, don't spend your money on medicine, like spend it on faith,
right?
Or
and
whatever.
And then those people can get charged. Like, so some people's kids, they won't take to the doctor. Like, they're like, we believe in God, and then they end up getting charged. But then there's a weird line that you have to draw, right? Because people, like, I've seen like those like crime docs, where the kid dies and the parents are like, well, we don't trust the medical system. And it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
fair. You know what I mean? Well, that's what, obviously,
Sure.
but my
Yeah.
whole point is there is a line you have to draw where it's like, they kept saying something, we disagree. These are our beliefs, you know? And it's like, well, damn, I guess that's your kid to starve to death. I don't know. It gets weird.
Supposedly, Gandhi, his wife died of some disease that he refused to let her get treated for.
Mhm.
And I don't know if this is right. I should have fact checked, but apparently
Nah, we don't fact
he
check.
contracted the same disease. He got the medicine. Now you could argue he saw his wife and maybe he
Learned.
realized later, yeah,
Right.
maybe, but like I don't know. I'm pretty sure it was like a religious thing, so it was like I don't know, man. If it's religious for her, I think you should have put it in God's hands
Keep
too.
that same
or
energy.
Allah or whatever. I don't know who his God was.
Keep that
whatever.
same energy.
Yeah, yeah. Be consistent.
Be
you know?
consistent.
Like, if you're gonna cheat, you should let your fucking wife cheat. Like, and just be open. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I think
Be
people
consistent.
be the same way.
Be the same way all around.
Even like, especially if you're like bipolar, you got these problems, dude. Like you got to figure out how to control that. No one wants to be around someone who is one way one day, and then you go around them the next day, and they're just like completely different. Like, you should have at least like a baseline.
Yes,
sure.
right. But then also, obviously, constantly be willing to change.
Yeah.
It's like life is changing based upon new information
Yes.
and new understanding and experience, you know? So that's what's weird about like people being like, well, you're a flip-flopper. It's like, well, you know, people do
That's the correct
change.
thing, because I mean,
Yeah.
you know things until you realize you don't.
Imagine
know
you don't
them.
flip-flop and then you're just stuck.
Yeah. Then
you know?
just know one thing that like the first thing you hear is right every time. Is that
Yeah,
how that works?
I saw a good quote actually. Someone asked for quotes on this. One of my quotes I saw recently was, "Not knowing is freedom. Knowing is a prison." I thought that was dope because it's like, if you know, then you know. Nothing else can come in, right? I know. Not knowing is there's this freedom in it, and there's this like ambiguity about not knowing. That's why like I think I dislike routine, because it's almost like I know what I'm gonna get.
That's fair.
You know? So I don't know. I really like that quote, but
See, I like routine for like the monotony bullshit of life. Like,
Right.
I'll eat the same breakfast in the morning. I'll do like the same like bullshit shit so I can get to the day. Because like I don't know, if I have to think, like, it fucks
Right,
me up.
right.
That way I get to work like literally within the same 3-minute time every fucking morning, just because I've got it down. I've got, like, a
Yeah.
set little
We're creatures
system,
of habit for
and
sure.
it just makes it easier. I don't forget shit in that way, because if I'm like, I don't know, if I just do shit differently every day, and it's like there's chances I don't know, I slip up one day with one thing. and,
Yeah,
like,
well, it is true. I mean, I guess I do spend time on like decisions and being like, you know, do I want this or do I want that for breakfast? Even something small like that. I guess it does take time and mental energy. Like there's like decision fatigue you can get, you know, I've heard about if you're making a shitload, you know.
yeah,
You went to St. James Francis.
for 3 years.
Do you remember the active shooter drills or no?
No.
So in St. James Francis, I meant to bring it up to my sister. We had active shooter drills, and I remember very specifically because it was like, we have what? And they were like, you know, if there's an active shooter, we were all in our classroom. There's 2 doors in the classroom. We were all supposed to get against the wall that the doors are on. So if a gunman were to look in, they wouldn't see anyone.
Sure.
Lock the doors and go against the wall. And we would know to do this. They couldn't go across the intercom, or they didn't want to go across the intercom and say, there's a person with a gun here ready to murder the children. So instead they had a code word, which is why I remember it so vividly. It was like, if they say, it was Mr. Shakespeare, please come to the office. Was like the code word for an active shooter. And I was just thinking, like, it was just so crazy for our, you know, for kindergartners and first graders to be learning. I think I was in like the 6th or 7th grade by the time we did it, but they did it for the whole school, you know, and it was kindergarten through 8th. But
I'm thinking Columbine is 97. I was there I know I was in 5th grade in 99, so it'll be 98, 97, 96. There's a chance I did, if they did it that early.
It would make sense for them to do it around then or right after then.
I mean, that's funny. I think about the people in, like, I don't know if it was the 50s or the 60s, where like there was a chance of bombs dropping
Getting under
and
the
they're
desk.
just like getting under their desk. It's like,
That was always crazy to me, under the desk.
I mean, I don't know.
For the falling objects.
It's, I don't know if you just want. No, it's nothing. It's you're dead. It's over. Like,
Right.
If bombs fall, it's like peace of mind or something. Like
I heard it was like if a bomb's going off around, then pieces of the building could fall.
Sure, in that instance, yeah.
But
maybe there's a
that would
but
be
like
super
yeah, it's
specific
like if
and
someone
like
bombs,
lucky.
you're,
If someone bombs,
it's-
if someone bombs a school, you're fucked.
yeah. Fuck, I had more on this. What else?
On school shooters.
Yeah.
Name your top 3 favorite.
So we just did active shooters for Gable, right?
Really?
And yeah, which is weird because like we have
Interesting.
offices, right? So offices, sure, it makes sense. Like, why not have like a plan?
Yeah, and they know they're not paying y'all enough.
In an open,
so somebody might walk up in there with the stick on.
yeah, oh yeah, for sure. You hire anyone and everyone, yeah, for sure, it could happen.
Right. Yeah, well, I'm just thinking
happen.
about like, why are they even doing it? I'm like, oh, okay.
But like, we're out in the warehouse. It's open. It's just imagine being in a fucking school gym. Like, it's just open. There's some tables around.
Yeah.
You can't flip these tables. They're way too heavy. If a guy comes in and he wants you, he's going to get you.
Yeah.
Like,
it sounds like a quick modern
it's cool
warfare
to
map.
have like some plan, but at the end of the day, like, you can have all the plan in the world.
You're dead.
You don't know what you are until you're in the situation that merits. It's good to know all the things you need to know so that it becomes. But still, at the end of the day, you could freeze, or you could fucking run. It's hard to know who you are, or fight or flight, whatever the fuck you could.
Yeah, it's actually fight, flight, or freeze, I believe.
Sure, that makes total sense.
Yeah.
So like, no one knows who they are, and like, honestly,
no one knows who they are. No, and that's what's always funny is like you always have someone who's like, I'd be the hero.
yeah.
I'd absolutely take him out.
When I was a kid, I thought that
Of
about
course,
myself,
but
right?
as a kid, it
'Cause I
makes
wanted to be
sense.
that guy.
But you want that. But yeah, people say it so earnestly. It's just
And
like, have you ever been in any strife at all?
Also, you see society over time, and like, most people suck. I'm not saying that.
You're saying you're going to be the guy with the gun.
No, I'm just saying like,
you're like, dude, it's going to be me.
I don't want to waste my life. And it's like
Protecting
I
others.
saved the Cash Me Outside girl or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know who you're saving. It's
Yeah.
a moment. You're either going to be a good person, a hero, and probably die, or you can be a coward and live. Or you're not really a coward. You're
right.
to
That's the
save your
framing
own
of
life.
it. Yeah.
Like, it's
self-preservation.
I don't know. It's not.
You're like, I don't even like
necessarily.
Stephanie.
Yeah.
Like, why would I save her?
And it goes anywhere. Like, you could say the same thing about a little kid. Like, while that kid could be anything, that's a gamble, man. It's your life.
Do you remember Todd Heap drove over his own kid?
Yeah.
Holy fuck, bro. I mean, that's insane. Listen, one time I was at one of the rehabs I was at, one of the ladies was also like an EMT, like a paramedic or whatever. And obviously I'm like 17 at the time. I'm like, what's the worst thing you've ever seen? You know, right away it's like, what was the worst thing you ever saw?
Yeah.
And she said that she saw that someone like in like an oil tanker, like, or like some big truck, I forget what it was backing out of his own driveway, and his 3-year-old son, this isn't the Todd Heap story, but his 3-year-old son, he ran over long ways.
Oh.
So like everything shot up out of the top of him, basically, the lady said when she got there. I mean, and then you see like the how distraught obviously this father is, and then just like how gruesome the scene was. I'm like, ugh. I mean, that's fucked up. I'll never forget it. I was like, what's the worst thing you've ever seen? She told me, and I'm like, why the fuck would you tell me that? That's fucked up.
There was an actor who like was backing out of his driveway. I don't know exactly what happened, but it was like on a hill, and I think the garage was at the bottom of the hill, and he was going up or whatever. I don't know why, but he got out. I assume he put it in park. He got behind. He ended up getting pinned because it like released the brake or whatever, and he ended up killing himself
From the pressure.
Yeah, and like he was like an up and coming actor. I forget what his name was. Anton Yelp. I don't fucking know. Whatever. Some Russian kid.
Damn.
You definitely would recognize him if you saw him. But yeah, dude. Like, I don't know. Like, that sucks. Like, it's not the same thing as like killing your kid, but it's like
Oh, dude, and when
accident,
when you're
fucking-
trapped there, if you're not dead right away, you're just like hoping that someone gets to you in time, and you just have to wait there and die.
Yeah. What sucks about the Todd Heath thing is like you would think he'd have like a kind of car with a backup cam, but maybe it wasn't
Yeah.
that point. I don't remember when.
Or maybe he was mad at the kid, dude. I don't know the whole story.
Dude. I don't know how you
It's tough.
like you just you didn't do it on purpose, so you gotta like, but you're gonna just dwell on the worst part of it. Like,
Yeah. And then you got two dickheads like us talking about it, like you don't even know the guy. It's like, but I mean, when you're a public figure and you accidentally kill your kid, it's just gonna be news, right? I mean, this happened forever ago, but it's just
Yeah.
where my head went.
I think it was in Arizona too. I'm not 100%. I don't think it was here.
I don't remember. But he played for the Ravens.
He did for the
So-
most part, and then he went to Arizona for like a season, and then
And that's
he
when his
bigger
kid died.
retired.
That's what he gets for leaving the Ravens. That's all I'm saying. I'm just look, hey, it wasn't me, it was God.
So-
Confess the darkest thing you've ever done.
So when I was young, we like the internet was new, and one of my buddies who was more into the internet than I was like trying to learn how to hack and shit like that. And he got into eventually stealing credit cards.
Oh, nice.
And using
a little
them.
white collar crime.
Yeah, basically. And like, not a terrible one. It's just like inconvenience. Like, it's not like it's
Yeah.
like your debit card, your actual
Yeah,
money.
the
It's
credit
just
card
like
company give it back.
credit shit. Like, it's
almost free
stupid and
money.
fucked up. But we did that a little bit. I was there, so technically I am complicit or whatever the word is. I was an accomplice.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't feel bad at the time though. Like, I don't know if I was just too young to like. Or
Yeah,
like
well,
I
when
just
you're young,
justified
man,
it. I'm
yeah.
a justifier, dude. That's terrible.
Well, that's what
I'm a
we do as
monster.
humans. That's what. Well, being aware of it's the number one, thing about it. If you don't know you're a monster, you can
Can't
never
fix
change
it.
that.
Yeah, it's a good point. It's a good point. Fuck.
Well,
But I don't want to be a monster.
it's tough, dude.
I want to be like a friendly monster. I've never seen Monsters Inc., but I feel like I want to be one of those monsters.
Yeah,
like,
they are
they're-
fun.
They seem like they're fun. Like,
Right.
Like they're supposed to scare people, but like they're still cute. Or whatever. I don't know, man. Like,
Yeah.
I want to scare people, but like
I think one of them's name's Mike.
in a safe way. It's funny. So someone at my work calls me that monster's name. I can't think of the last name exactly.
Walensky or Szynski or something.
Some weird. Yeah, I always like kind of don't hear it when she says it. I want to ask her, like, is it just because our names are Mike?
You
or
gotta
do
watch
think
it.
I'm a
You gotta
monster?
see if you're. I don't think those are the two options. Maybe you have other characteristics, like you laugh like him or something.
Maybe.
You're like, maybe she thinks I'm an actual monster.
Maybe because one of my eyes is smaller than the other. It's just like Cyclops.
Is it?
You can't tell.
Uh-uh.
Cool. Maybe you're just not as observant. Or it's like sometimes if like I have them like doing something, they'll be the same size. If I have them super relaxed.
Do you
one of them
notice in
is,
your
like-
vision?
No.
Okay.
No, I just noticed it in the mirror.
Gotcha.
Like, I don't know if it's considered a lazy eye. I don't think it counts. But
No, but lazy
like,
eyelid.
most people, no. Like,
Because
I
it's
don't
not
know.
your eye that's lazy, right? If one's
True.
smaller.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it is the eye smaller or it's the lid is heavier. Or
Right.
whatever the fuck. But like I've seen, there's a lot of people out there. Like your eyes are not perfectly symmetrical. Like
Yeah, no.
they're off.
No,
For
my
most
shit.
people.
Yeah.
Yours are actually pretty good. They're not like they're both open. Like when mine are like relaxed, my one will be you can tell.
Well, you're your own worst critic, like everybody.
Sure, and, like, that's the
Right.
thing. I'm looking at shit no one's looking at. Old man, old lady shit. Whoever thought of that? No one. Because who cares? 'Cause who fucking cares?
I'm sure someone's thought of it for sure. No thought's original,
Fuck. I wanted to do a quote, but I'm gonna butcher it.
Perfect.
It had to do with basically when you find the thing you're meant to do, you have to try. And it was within context, and obviously without the context, it's probably like not a good quote, but like
It
I don't
makes
know.
sense.
Yeah, dude. Like there's like I've been like making music, and I don't think it's like what I'm meant to do, but like part of me is supposed to just create stuff,
Sure.
whether anyone's supposed to hear it or not. And I've never stopped doing it, and I never will.
Right.
And I don't know. Like I attribute that to that in a way, I guess.
Well,
Like,
you're trying, but it's also like, yeah, it's cathartic. You're doing the art. You're doing the creation.
you also want to know everything about that thing. So like when like a surgeon is supposed to be a surgeon, like that's when you become like the greatest fucking surgeon, because like you look into it in
Until
ways
AI
other
takes your
people don't.
job. They're going to laugh at the fact that humans used to do surgery.
I'm
They're going to scoff at the fact.
I'm over AI. AI can
Me
do
too.
some stuff.
I'm over it too.
It can do some stuff.
For now.
It can't do everything.
Not
and
yet.
It will never be able to do the same things a human can do.
No,
It just
it'll be
can't,
doing
dude.
better.
It doesn't have nah.
Yeah.
It can't even do words right.
Not yet.
We
Which
make
is
it,
cute that we think that it's going to
and
be like
honestly,
this forever.
I don't believe a lot
I mean,
of
do
the
you just think
things
it'll be like this forever?
that are presented to us as AI are AI. I don't believe half the deep fakes that we
Interesting.
see as AI are AI. I think someone who has fucking video graphical
And that may
fucking-
be the case now,
and
but
that's-
I can't imagine it doesn't get there.
And you
On
all
any
you
timeline.
do, all you do is you make anything, and you know that AI is a buzzword, and people will
For
find
now.
it for that. So like,
For now, but do
half
you
the
think
shit
in
could just
15
be-
years it won't be here doing things better than us? Like, if it's not good with the words now, it didn't exist 10 years ago. So in 10 years from now, just imagine.
I hear you,
And it is annoying to keep talking about and hearing about, but
It
I
is.
do agree that it's probably it's a buzzword right now. It's huge right now.
Sure.
But at the same time, it's I think objectively here.
Yeah, no, I'm not trying to run from it.
Yeah.
I'm not. I just don't believe that
Right,
it'll
I
ever
get that.
Like in the same way that like take video games for example. Like from PlayStation 4 to PlayStation 5. Did you play PlayStation 4 by any chance?
I was an Xbox guy back then.
I was too. So like I don't have the exact jump either because I didn't get the new Xbox. But like literally the jump is not, it's negligible. Like I feel like we're to the point in a lot of things where the government might have some shit that's like above and beyond.
But everything's going to be small incremental gains rather than like these huge compound jumps.
Yeah, for the most part.
I get that. I mean, yeah, you're right. I mean, there was like certain jumps, you know, from like the Sega to the fucking whatever else, or like the N64 to the, you know what I mean? Those were pretty big.
Yeah, for sure.
But like you said, now or like the iPhone 15 to the 16 is like,
Right.
what the fuck are we talking
It's
about?
like the camera went up 6 megapixels.
Yeah,
like,
but they're gonna get it right because they've been
kinda-
trying. They did the one thing with the what was it called, the Apple glasses or something, the Apple
yeah, I looked a
whatever
little
that
bit
fuck
into
was.
it.
But you know, I think it is coming.
It's coming, but again, like I don't think it can do the things we can do for like
Yes.
a lot of things. Like, and the things that I think a lot of people are scared of is like media, right? Like supposedly these things are going to be able to write books, they'll be able to write
Oh, yeah.
scripts, they'll be
Oh,
able to do, but like, will it? Like,
I believe so.
I do too. Like it'll make them like you and I can.
I
Make
just
them,
think that
but
like
they won't be good.
Not that I think. I worry that that's you romanticizing the human experience. It's just like it's funny that we're like, you know, we are the official form of intelligence, you know, and anything that isn't the human intelligence is subpar. It's like this thing. I don't know. I think that is. I wish that. I hope that is true. I hope that there's this human essence that it cannot recreate, and there will be something there that it can't. Hopefully forever. But I think the large majority, like I truly believe that, like they'll. Unfortunately, I think that we're gonna laugh at the fact that people used to do surgeries or drive cars.
So like when it comes to like
because they'll base it on the statistics, you know.
a yes, no, or this is how you do it, like an objective one way thing, like a surgery. Like you do a surgery, probably won't. Maybe there's multiple ways, but whatever. Like there's math to it. In the same way that like when you play baseball, there's math to how. If you're an outfielder and this guy's like yes, anything like that, sure, it could learn and do all that stuff better than us. But as far as like media and entertainment, I just don't think it'll ever work.
I think it will, like, because it has the data, so it knows how you react to it.
Like, but like,
it can see everything and go.
It can never know what love is, though. It can't like.
So
it doesn't know
what does that have to do
fear-
with? What does that have to do with content?
I just think like you have to like know these things to like really be able to. I don't know.
I think as long as you can
them.
mimic it enough, I think that if you study enough data and you can mimic it so perfectly, even if it's not actual love, it's just as relatable or it's just as powerful or profound.
For words, for sure. And then the question becomes, well, how would it work for like music?
I don't know.
Video.
But they already do have some like, you know, right. Well,
but
allegedly.
then again, we don't know. You see?
No,
again,
of course.
Allegedly is the right way to put
of
it.
course.
Like,
I don't know what AI even is. If you
know.
couldn't show it to me and it makes sense, nothing. You couldn't prove to me AI is a thing. It's computer shit. So as soon as someone says AI, I'm like, oh, computer shit.
Dude, it's gonna be a fucking scary future, man. Like,
it's a scary present. When people say that, I'm like, it's here already. And people are like, the future's gonna get scary. I'm like, bro, I'm scared now. I'm scared in the present. AI's taking over the world. It is what it is. Nothing we can do about it. Adapt, dude. I'm ready to get the fucking implant. I'm ready to get the Neuralink.
What's up with that? Apparently, it's been 6 months, right? I think, give or take. They had the first person, a couple people.
Yeah.
There was some issue where like
they had to take one out.
It's dissolving. It was something. It was like not. It wasn't. Yeah.
Something. The fibers weren't attaching or something.
Oh yeah, like you move and like shit got detected. What was it for? I don't remember what Neuralink was like for. What do you use it to do?
Well, some people who didn't have function of their arms and limbs can get that. Some people who are deaf are no longer deaf. You know, like can fix certain things like that.
So like if you.
I think it fixed like motor function. Like this guy was like playing chess with his brain or something, like playing Pong with his mind, with his thoughts.
Oh,
yeah,
interesting. Just by himself?
Yeah,
I guess you have to.
Yeah,
that's a weird. I don't. Yeah, I'm sure like they could be like, there's these reasons and they make sense. Right. But like if you're just like, hey, you could play Pong in your head.
Neurons, something about neurons firing up there. You know, there's that company there's some Japanese company I think, or Japanese or Chinese. Sorry. They're like they can sketch out your dreams basically with like a certain amount of accuracy, Now they're not like actual media, but they're like graphs, and they can kind of tell what's going on, like with semi-accuracy. I know, yeah, it's like some new study I heard about maybe 3 weeks ago. But like, I just again looked at that on a timeline, and I'm like, that'll be weird if you get to see like a playback of your dream, and then you get to, you know, really try to analyze that subconscious and then all its craziness.
This is how my brain works. You say that, I'm like,
you're thinking about the wet dream.
No, I'm thinking about dogs and how they're like colorblind, and like how we know that, and like we can apparently are able to replicate how other animals like.
Yeah.
What? How can we? I'm sure there's like a.
I know. I think we take a lot of
reason.
liberties with that too.
Like that just sounds like magic, and what you just said, like to be able to come up with like a print out someone's dream, essentially
sounds like magic.
Is basically you can take a thought from someone's head. It's 100%. You could take.
It's a Black Mirror episode.
Head. Yeah,
it's the fucking Twilight Zone.
I don't love that.
No, because these thoughts will get me put away. You know.
Yeah. I mean, my thoughts aren't great either, but they're not egregious. My thoughts are
none.
No, I mean, sure to a point, but like
you wouldn't want everyone printed out. Is my point.
No, not really. Like at the end of the day, like. I had this girlfriend. We had a dog together. I got the dog with her, but I got it. It was my.
So it was your responsibility to kill it with your bare hands.
But anyway, so we were together for 2 years with this dog, and one day she, I guess, was just done with the relationship, and we had already like left the apartment we were in when we were living in separate places. We were still together, but we just didn't want that apartment anymore.
Who had the dog?
So we were switching off, and I would have it 3-4 days. She would have him 3 or 4 days, and it was fine. And then one day I was like, so what's up? You didn't bring him over or whatever? Because like it had been a couple extra days. And I was like, sometimes we would go longer. I was like, who cares? It's fine. You love him. We love him. He's in a good spot. Turns out she's in Texas. She's been in Texas for 3 days. She lives there now. I'm just like, what? What are you saying? You live there now? Where's my dog? Oh, he's with me. And I was just like,
damn.
So like,
took the kids and rolled,
dude. This dog was like, I've never loved anything like I love this dog, except for maybe some good friends.
I say we go to Texas and get that motherfucker.
So, dude, I was going to fucking kill this woman. Dude. I was gonna fucking go. I was gonna kill her.
Seems extreme.
I was gonna take that. Oh yeah, dude. And I was like, you know what? No, I'd get caught. So then I was like, fuck. I'm gonna wait. And then I'm gonna fucking go. I'm gonna wait 10 years, and then I'm gonna fucking go. And no one's ever gonna. And it's been fucking probably about 10 years now.
Pack your bags.
I'm not gonna go. Like I could or whatever.
If you want to murder someone, put a 10-year limit on it. That way you can try to gain some knowledge and insight and not do it.
I have not seen that dog in any of her social media posts for over 6 years. I believe like she killed that dog died. I don't know what happened. It was a little runt of a miniature pinscher, so it was already a small dog, and then it was the runt of the litter, so it was like pocket size. It was a cool dog, dude. I had this like fur lined hoodie that was just completely covered in fur on the inside. And he every time I put it on, he would just run, dive into it, and then pop his little head out like my little kangaroo pouch, dude. Love that little, yeah, dude. It's fucking coolest dog. One of the coolest dogs.
Well, our new boyfriend didn't like dogs, so she had to get rid of it.
Something like that. He was like a tattoo artist. They ended up moving to California, and it was whatever. Like the problem was I was growing weed at the time with my dad, and I had been for years. She knew it because like we were in a close relationship, and she threatened. She's like, if you do anything, I'm gonna fucking tell everybody, everything, whatever, blah blah blah. And nothing I could do. I was literally just like, yeah. I mean,
yeah.
What do you do? Like,
there's nothing you can do.
I want the dog more than anything in the world, but I also don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah, not more than you want. Yeah, not go to prison.
Right. So, well, eventually we did get caught because of a nephew, I believe. I don't know for sure, but like it's been like, I don't know, inferred or whatever, or implied, whatever the correct terminology is.
Everyone gets caught eventually.
And now it's recreational, and it's like, who cares?
Yeah, well, that's always weird, getting in trouble for something that, in a few years they're like, oh, it's actually all right.
You think malls will ever come back, or you think it's just like done, or like they'll come back as a novelty?
They'll come back as something different. Like they'll come back as like somewhere to go, but there'll be something different. Yeah, I think they'll just turn into Amazon fulfillment centers or some shit, you know?
It's a shame because like I was kind of a mall rat.
Computer cafes are done.
Did you mall at all when you were a
Yeah,
kid?
yeah. Back when I was a kid, it was like get dropped off at the mall on a Friday night and just
Friday
hang
night.
out, just loiter for 3 hours.
100%. 100%. It was literally like if you had like
A lot of
dollar in your
like a
pocket,
shell necklace, hair gelled straight
puka
forward.
shell. You had a puka shell?
Yeah, trying to
white
make
ones,
out
right?
with chicks that got dropped off by their parents at Marley Station Mall.
How many tattoos then?
None.
None. Any heroin then? Or you had heroin then, right?
No, this is like 14, probably 13 or 14,
yeah,
like
dumb.
young.
I'm dumb. Yeah.
Young.
By the
12
time
maybe.
I was 18, we went from mall rats to Inner Harbor rats. Like we would skip school sometimes, just go to like Fed Hill or
Yeah.
not Fed Hill. I'm sorry, Fells Point / the Inner Harbor. I mean, they're basically you know, a short walk or whatever. That was a good time, man.
And now you can go swimming there.
You should. Maybe we should make that a fucking episode.
Yeah, I tweeted. I'm like, I'm sick of this being a story. I've been swimming in the Inner Harbor for years, you know.
I lost a skateboard down there. I'd like to get it back. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I got a gun down there with the serial number scratched off. We could retrieve that with a magnet. You know the magnet fishing?
I've seen that.
Imagine doing. I mean, I'm sure people have done it in Inner Harbor and just gotten rusted guns.
Yeah. I mean, I've also seen people with the waterproof GoPros where they'll go over a bridge, they'll lower it under the water, and you see what you see. Sometimes it's nothing. Sometimes it's great. I don't care for those as much, but like, yeah, I like the magnet.
The magnet fish is fun. See what you get.
The question though is like, I don't know. I want to believe everything, but since everything is capitalism / fake, you know how Storage Wars was like not real.
Yeah, I don't trust anything I see on a video.
I don't know. I wanted to believe like most of that was real.
Yeah,
so
every Pawn Stars thing, everything. It's all fake.
It's just like, all right, these people have like a fucking wheelbarrow full of metal stuff that they're like.
Every Survivor show, everything. Everything's fake.
Well, not everything. Most things for sure, but not everything. Did you know the Naked and Afraid people don't get paid? They're doing that shit for the love of the game.
I believe it.
That's nuts.
They want exposure.
Nuts.
They want fame. It's not nuts to me. It's America.
I mean, they have to know like no one gives a fuck. Get famous
right,
that way.
Right. It's
like being the guy who climbs like this crazy mountain with no ropes.
And there's people who do that.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, free solo.
There's always people who want to do it.
I'll be like, I'll ask 10 people. You know the guy who did the free solo guy, the guy who climbed a mountain with no ropes. I'll be like, no.
Alex.
Just like, yeah, Honnold. Yeah, dude, we know. Yeah. But like most people.
No, of course not. But there's always going to be those people.
And it's like, at the end of the day, should we be glorifying what he did because it was fucking cool or fucking stupid or just a mixture of the two?
It's definitely both. Like, it's not one or the other.
I think it's got to be one of those things where you just appreciate what the human body can do.
Yeah, well, and then it's also just the mental aspect of it, you know? Like a huge part of that is just like, wow, what the human mind can overcome, you know?
Dude, if you sneezed like in the wrong time, or like what if a bat flew out of a crevice?
Bro, what if, no, are you kidding me?
A spider crawls up on your hand and you don't like spiders. Like
anything. Literally anything.
It could be wet up there.
A gust of wind.
For some reason. I don't know.
Fuck all that. Like I'm a risk taker, but not with certain shit. Like you're not gonna catch me climbing no fucking mountain.
Look, but I'll climb a mountain before I'll do the cave diving. You seen the cave videos, dude? Yeah, dude.
Yeah, the underwater ones or the
both
in air ones,
but for different reasons. Like the underwater ones are like you're a psychopath.
They're disgusting. They make me so uncomfortable.
You have
to watch
a legitimate
them squeezing
skill.
through fucking. It's terrible.
You can take your scuba diving skill and do a lot of things with it.
I want to die in a cave with it. I want to die in this cave, Mike.
It's like you're going into a cave. And I love the idea of like, you know, pioneering but like other people have most likely been there. And if they haven't, you don't want to be the first fucking guy.
No, I'm never going to
be the first fucking guy.
I'll be the second or third.
And then
that's how I am with cliff diving, like jumping off of a high shit into the water. I'm never the first one to do it. Like I need to see someone do it and not break their legs, and I'll do it. You know?
Well, that I can get on board with too, because it's all you, right? Like you can't. If you fail, you failed, right? But if you go skydiving, you don't know that bag's fine. You know?
Of course.
It's been fine all the times before.
Yeah.
So has the plane right before it crashed that time or whatever. You know what I mean? That's I don't like that. That's like that. That's underwater diving. You're just relying on something.
All the equipment. Yeah.
To not fail.
A lot of things.
And if it does fail, that's it, dude.
Yeah.
Unless you're a 2-tanker, and like I don't know that you can take 2 tanks in a lot of these tunnels. Now, the ones that aren't diving, that are just like creeping, crawling in caves and shit, That's a different type.
How about that guy who
person.
got stuck upside down?
Yeah, John something is the
Oh
Nutty
my
Putty
God.
cave incident.
He ended up getting stuck upside down in a precarious position, and all the blood rushed to his head, and he ended up dying slowly.
It was him and a bunch of his family members.
Blood
I
was probably
forget
pouring out his eyes and ears and shit, dude.
Yeah, I think it was like 48 hours he was in there or something
Oh,
crazy.
upside down,
And like
stuck
he-
in a crevice.
Yeah, he thought it was one passageway.
Bro, why is he by himself? I mean, I guess you don't have friends
He's
if
not.
you're doing that
He's
shit.
with his family.
Oh,
but,
they couldn't get him
in
out. It was
that
too
section,
precarious.
He was basically by himself.
Okay.
Because most of his tunnels, I think, are like one
For sure.
person or whatever.
Or less than one person in this case.
He thought it was a passage called the Birth Canal, which is a funny, weird
Right,
thing.
and it was the wrong one.
But
like a
yeah, it's an an undone,
Uncharted.
exactly. And that he got to a point where I don't think he could turn around. He still thought he was good. And then the grade started going down, and I guess it was also slippery. So then he slid. They made a pulley system. They got down there. They got a pulley system all like rigged up. They were dragging him back, and then apparently the pulley system broke. Crashed him straight back down.
Probably further.
That hurt in a couple ways. I think
Yeah,
it did like make
probably.
it harder in some way.
Dude, imagine you getting pulled out and you're like, this is it. Thank God.
Dude,
they're
so,
here.
Like, for
I'm
the
out.
first 20 some hours, he's like having fun. He's like fun, jovial. Like he's like, tell my wife like I'm gonna be late for dinner.
Oh,
like making
wow.
jokes. Like yeah, dude. Like because like they found him early. Like they
Right.
were like, yeah, we got plenty of time.
Interesting. I didn't know all
Like
that.
it should be good or whatever. I think it's like a nice Mormon.
I would have
family,
been getting
too.
these jokes off.
I want to say it was in Utah, but I don't honestly remember where it was. But yeah, they ended up eventually deciding they could not get his body safely, so they
Covered it
blew,
up.
blew the cave up or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, covered. Yeah, so
Permanently closed the cave off.
for John something. But dude, for what? Like, I mean, I don't know. I love having the inner child thing and like wanting to be curious and discovering shit, but like, dude.
Yeah, that's a little much.
Dude, would you ever like I don't know dig a fucking tunnel? Same like like it's
If I had to, if I was trying to get out of like
oh,
a prison,
sure,
yeah,
fine.
yeah. If
Yeah,
I'm trying to
fine.
break El
But, like, if
Chapo
you're just
out.
like oh I want to I don't know.
When I was a kid, I tried to dig the China in my mom's backyard,
we dug some holes.
and she let me. Shout out to Sheila. Her backyard was a fucking mud pit, dude, a dirt pit. I'd be out there just digging, dude. Imagine like wanting to do that as a kid.
That's so funny. I would, literally we dug holes too dude, in the same way. But we were doing the woods. Our parents would be like, "You're not digging in my butt."
Yeah, I don't know what her deal was. I can't believe she let it happen.
That's fine. Yeah, well, my dad was a lawn guy, so he's like, "You're not fucking up my
A lot of dads are lawn guys,
dude." Going
big
down
lawn guys.
the hole, not a big deal. It's once you start, I don't know how that shit works. And like the tunnel's not collapsing.
Yeah, I don't fuck with my cousin Jessica skydive. She's like skydives a lot. I'm gonna get her
Really?
on to do the
You
podcast.
skydive, right?
I have done it once, but she does it by herself.
Would you
Like,
ever
I only did
bungee?
it tandem. I like to say no, but I could pretty much be talked into whatever. Like I say no. My normal answer to bungeeing is like no. I've seen them where the cord gets wrapped around your throat and shit. Like you bounce.
Oh yeah,
You go
I never
up
thought
and then
about
it wraps
that.
around
Oh
your throat and
yeah.
you bounce down on that. Like it's rare, but I've seen shit like that happen and shit breaks. And have you seen the ones where they pretend it's cut?
Oh yeah.
Dude, you want to talk about fucking monster? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, there was a.
I'm fighting you as soon as I get off the bungee, right?
That's so
It's
funny.
literally like we're gonna have to fight.
Some
Oh my god,
carnival
I would die from a
worker
heart attack, honestly.
it was a roller coaster. I think he had like a really big bolt
Uh-huh.
and nut type of thing,
Yep.
and he would like right before you went.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
feel like
yeah.
it was on like the Joker's jinx or whatever. 'Cause,
Right.
Like he would see that something was wrong, and then I don't know if you remember how that ride started. It was just 60-mile-an-hour
Yep.
straight through a tunnel, and then you just have like.
Dude, we should go to an amusement park this summer.
I agree.
Dude, I went to Six Flags on acid. Highly recommend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. I'm about it. I also am about water parks. It's just most of my buddies, they're not. One of them I think said he would do a water park.
Water parks are sick.
Like-
and you don't have to be too hot.
Like Eddie, I think he's got vertigo. I don't know if he can get on a roller coaster. I don't even know if he likes them. I don't know
Right.
if any of them actually like them.
I'm down.
I feel like I've heard that they don't.
Let me know.
You would have to plan and just tell me. And I'd
Let's
be like,
run it
"Let's do
then.
or
All right,
whatever."
let's do it.
Or let's find someone else that's
Good at planning things?
an adult, and
Yeah, I need
like,
someone to come organize my life.
Same. Like literally, you hit me up, or we talked to each other like a year and a half ago, or 2 years ago, something maybe even longer. You were just like, "Hey, man, I like hanging out with you. Whatever. Whenever you're doing something, hit me up." And I was like, "Yeah, same thing." And I just realized after we had that conversation, like, I don't do anything to hit him up. I hit you up for camping.
Yeah.
And you started coming camping.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah.
But outside of that, man, like, yeah, don't do a lot. So it's like, that sucks. But that's kind of comes down to me not making a lot of money, and I played now and I'm paying later, which is still now. So
I think you can pay and play. Thanks for coming on talking, dude. I think we got a good one in the books. Wrap it up. The episode, not your dicks.
Well, you can listen. Get a vasectomy. We don't need more.
And
kids.
get STI checked, man. No, it's not cool to not get tested. Go if you're fucking, go get tested. I don't even care if you're fucking the same person. Go get tested. Don't do it as often, but try it.
Everyone should
never
get
know what
tested.
you'll find.
My question is, like, do they have to stick the thing down your penis hole, or is there another way now?
They don't have to do that.
Okay.
They take blood and urine.
Right? Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, they just take blood and urine, dude. It's easy peasy.
I think I heard it like a long time ago.
Well, if you had certain things, they would have to do shit. Like, I've heard of wild stories of them, like, putting your dick on a table and smacking it with a mallet and something coming, like, weird shit. Now, I don't know, but that's like if you have certain symptoms and you go there, maybe they have to take a swab of a culture. I don't know. But every time I've gotten tested, it's like, yeah, blood and urine.
The older I get and the more things I learn make me want to revert back to a child more and more and more. I mean, in 10 years, we're going to have to start getting a finger fucking stuck in our asshole every once in a while just to like...
Yeah, we made it, baby!
Dude, I'm so scared I'm going to get there. It's
and
gonna
come
happen,
everywhere.
And I'm going to fucking love it. And like two things. I'm either going to have lived my life wrong the whole time and I should have been like a butt guy or whatever, or... I don't know, dude. I'm gonna be like, I don't know. There's probably a multitude of things that could happen, but like,
yeah, it might just open up a new avenue of fun for you.
Scared. I don't know, but I don't want to be a butt guy, dude.
Why?
Poop. I don't like poop.
You don't have to like poop. I like butts. I don't like poop.
I like butts too, but like, I don't want to be anyone's butt. Like the vagina's there. We're good. I decided. Yeah. If you're like,
I think you get to put to sleep for the colonoscopy.
Oh, I don't think you do.
Yeah, I think you do.
I think maybe you have an option. I don't think you do.
I think that you do.
I thought.
Sound off in the comments.
Yeah, someone tell us.
If you've had a colonoscopy, did you come?
Comment, rate us on the places you can rate. Fucking.
Oh yeah, and tell your neighbors and your mom and your friends and your sister about us. We got new stickers. If this doesn't work, I'll kill myself.
Damn.